Welcome to the Jann Arden podcast. I am Jann Arden, and I am here with Caitlin Green, Sarah Burke. We're all in Toronto, and we are just rolling towards Christmas. It is happening fast. I'm telling you, I feel so unorganized. Because I'm on the road, and I don't know what Christmas is going to look like for me this year. So it's going to be a grab bag.
Have you figured out what you're getting for Thordis?
Yes. I'm not going to say it on here because Thordis is an avid listener. She may be a couple weeks behind sometimes, but she listens. But yeah, I think I've got her sorted out.
Okay.
I'm feeling good about it. It's, what do you buy someone who's got everything?
I know. It's so hard.
I mean, I don't need anything. And I'm telling everyone literally, please do not buy me anything. Oh, and then there's a caveat. I'm like, but I will accept candles at any time of year. Like a nice candle.
Obsessed.
Like the ones that cost people $40 that burn for 80 hours. I'm always down for a candle.
Yeah. We
What
got a
about
Christmas
you,
tree
Ing?
candle, and I'm very into it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Have you sorted out Kyle and Will yet?
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what I'm getting, both of them. I have a list. We're trying to sort out. I actually have an email, a draft right now to Kyle's family because we're doing Christmas with his family in PEI this year. And I need to understand the approach for all the other kids and adults in the family. Like, are we doing Secret Santa? Are we doing stockings only? What are the kids into this year? And then for everyone we're getting gifts for, but we're not going to see on Christmas morning, you have to set up all the gifts in advance. So like our nieces and nephews here, we have to leave the gifts for them. Then for my dad and his girlfriend, we have to do their gifts in advance. So we're doing like quite a staggered Christmas because we'll see my dad and his girlfriend for like a Toronto version of Christmas before we leave. So there's a lot of stuff kind of that you have to juggle. So I relate, Jan. And I'm not naturally super organized at Christmas, but once you have a kid, you kind of have to change your tune a bit. We put our tree up this week.
Ooh, so nice.
Will, much to my surprise, actually I shouldn't say surprise, but we have an artificial Christmas tree this year. It's our first year going artificial, and it's pre-lit, and it has different light settings. So you can do like blinking, whatever. He loves rainbow lights, and I'm a white Christmas light person, so it's been a real back and forth in the house where I'll change the setting to white, and I just hear from the room as he notices, "No, Mama, rainbow," and he's like, "No, rainbow light." I'm like, we have to share though. Sometimes we'll do rainbow. Mostly we'll do rainbow, but sometimes I'm going to turn it to white, especially if you go to bed. He's like, "No, rainbow all the time." I'm like, okay.
I like what he's laying down.
I know.
He's in charge. Sorry.
He is in charge. But you know what's funny about Jan? I know there's a little something that Thordis's kids have really had their heart set on. And it wasn't just specific to Christmas.
Labubus?
The Labubus.
Oh, tell us more.
They got one.
Oh, they did? Did they get one?
Thordis they've got two.
Okay.
She went to a market. She says, I don't know if these are like underground ripoff, like Labubus.
The Lafufu, which is the fake Labubu.
But she thinks they're real. She got them at an Icelandic flea market. She can't believe her children know what they are. I said, baby, they're on YouTube. They're watching stuff. They've got that stuff gets in. They are being radicalized by the Labubu people.
Jan's not wrong. Big Labubu is here. Like, it's really around. And Sony Pictures actually just purchased the rights to Labubu for creating a Labubu movie franchise.
Okay, I knew that was coming.
Yeah. Oh, inevitable. You knew that IP was going to sell for a fortune. I also recently read that one of the big talent agencies in LA has signed and is representing Parmigiano Reggiano, the cheese.
What?
So somebody owns the IP on Parmesan cheese, and now whenever you see Parmesan cheese in a movie, it's because it's been placed there by this talent agency. Like, the world is a strange place. So anyways, there's a Labubu franchise coming out, so if your kids aren't already into it, I regret to inform you they will be one day, because it's going to be like Trolls. But I've been on the hunt on a slow burn for Labubus in Toronto for Thordis's kids, because they pop up here and there, but they sell out so quickly that if you happen to live near
She
pop...
found them. She says, I'm not telling you what I paid for them. I'm like... Fine. I'm not going to ask, because I think, when you do buy children's things, but I don't think they're going to get tossed aside. I think they are pretty much traveling with the kids at all times. Mm-hmm. And the other big thing, too, is that Demon Slayers thing. I know the soundtrack is massive.
Hunters, yeah.
The K-pop Demon Hunters. See what I know? Nothing. Well, her kids know every word. So these are Icelandic children. And they are getting so great at English, and they are learning from the internet, and they're learning from YouTube, and they're learning from music,
And from
which is the way a lot of people learn English. Like globally,
sure.
they learn from songs. The Demon Slayer thing, huge singing at the top of their lungs. The other thing they're singing to as well, Thorda said they are addicted to The Greatest Showman.
Oh, wow.
So Hugh
okay.
Jackman, that is an
So
excellent
random.
soundtrack.
That's funny.
That is an excellent soundtrack. And
Oh, it
it's a
is.
circus with all these marginalized characters. Like, I think the story in and of itself is a pretty great message. Like, you can be different and you can be a bearded lady. And this is what I'm hoping for, is that bearded ladies become acceptable as I get older in my life.
Jan, that's what lasers for.
I know.
But the thing
But
that's
yeah.
funny too, though, is the streaming services mean that things have become timeless in a way that I wasn't familiar with. Because like growing up, if it wasn't on TV live, or if you didn't own a hard copy of a movie or something, you didn't really get to see it. And now, because these streaming services have this huge library, Will randomly this weekend was just looking at what was on offer on Disney Plus, and we noticed that there was this thing called Gummy Bears. Well, it's a cartoon I grew up watching in the 90s. 80s or 90s. Will goes, can I watch Gummy Bears? Like, he just saw it and wanted to see it because the characters look cute. So here he is watching this incredibly obscure 80s, 90s cartoon called Gummy Bears. And I forgot that the theme song is almost like this power ballad. And now he's singing along to the same thing that I grew up with. So I think that that's how everything's changed. Like, even though her kids are in Iceland, and you might think, like, how the heck are they exposed to this? You watch, Jan. They might start singing Gummy Bears at the top of their lungs one day.
Well, they're singing random stuff, every word like phonetically correct, and then they ask Thordis inevitably, what does this mean? What does this line mean? So she said, she says, I am constantly translating, but she said the things with children, they don't need to be prompted again. It is booked, signed, sealed, delivered, and it is stored in their minds. So once they are given the meaning and the translation, it's locked away. But I think that is a young brain. If someone can tell me how to say, hello in Spanish, it will be gone in 5 minutes.
What do
How do
you
you say
get?
that again? What do you?
I guess I have to get, like, this year I have to get my sister's baby a gift, right? For
Okay.
Hanukkah. So she'll be 1 in February. So she's not even 1 year old yet.
Yeah.
And she's pregnant with number 2.
No.
I told you guys this, I think. I'm pretty sure.
See, I can't
to
even
Jan's
remember
point
that.
about how to say hello in Spanish.
Yeah. So it's funny, my mom
What do you
and her,
mean you have a sister?
so my mom and her have been going back and forth because she said she wanted to host Hanukkah, like a little Hanukkah party this year. And my mom was like, are you sure? You're probably really tired. And like, I don't mind. And she's like, no, I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to make the latkes. So anyway, it's December 14th and I got to get something for Oakland. But like, yeah, what do you get a kid that's under a year?
Jellycat.
You get them? No, you
Jelly
get
cat?
them.
What
Yeah,
is
jelly
that?
cats are cool.
Always. You can't have enough. And the ones that Will was gifted when he was a newborn.
It's a little squishy
They're
guy.
like they're very beautiful, well-made stuffed animals, and they're a
Okay.
hit. And they have a million different ones of them. And Will's collection in his bed, like he sleeps in a frame of Jellycats and some other brands of stuffed animals too. But you can't really
Okay.
go wrong.
Where do
So,
you buy these?
I mean, really anywhere. Like our
whole
local
Renfrew.
They have a whole Jellycat section at Holt's. Not that you need to go there.
This is the last place I would have guessed.
Totally. Let me tell you, Holtz's Christmas shopping is like they have the Mary McLeod shortbreads, they have
Okay.
Jellycats, they've expanded. But Indigo, but also your local toy stores. Like in my neighborhood, I think the best Jellycat selection is at a store called Little Peeps, and an Only Jan's works there. And so every time I go in, she knows Will. She calls Kyle by name. Kyle is totally freaked out. He's like, why does this woman know me? I'm like, because she listens to the show. So shout out to
funny.
Little Peeps. But like any of these places will have them, and they'll have beautiful selections. And I'll tell you, it's not just kids. There are adult collectors, and they'll go in and get the limited edition ones, and it's a whole thing.
Over the weekend, my dad was like, we just dropped off like all of your sister's Beanie Babies at her place because my
great.
sister was obsessed, had the whole wall of them. Like my dad built a shelving unit for them. I remember back in the day.
Of course he did.
And he's like, do we need to keep any of them for you? And I was like, no, she can have them all. That was her thing. It's so weird hearing about all the different things that the kids are into
Listen,
now.
things just go round and round
Yeah.
and round again. You know, I rest my case. The Batman franchise, the Superman franchise,
Yes.
you know, Star Wars, and
Barbie,
any,
Hot Wheels.
Yeah, it just all comes back. It's retro. You know, Guitar Band, the kids that are playing that video game now are doing Santana and metal bands like Metallica. They're not doing Sabrina Carpenter tunes. They're doing retro Guitar Band because the new music doesn't have fucking guitars on it anymore.
It's true.
It's all synths, and it'll all come around and go around again. I'm going to be in fashion again someday. It's not that far away. It could only be a decade away, but I'm going to be back in fashion again.
You've
You just wait.
experienced like rebirths, and you know, like I've watched it happen since working on the podcast with you, which has been 5 years, and it's because of things like TikTok, and it's because of, you know, we have an upcoming guest on our show, Alan Doyle, and we get to talk to him a lot about his new book, which is of course all about his home province of Newfoundland and Labrador. And I was thinking about him a little bit and about Newfoundland and Labrador thanks to TikTok. There is a whole TikTok influencer genre of people in Ireland who go and talk about their journeys to Newfoundland and the Newfoundland history of it all. Like, because of TikTok, you're watching this like very off the beaten path little place in Canada get a lot of attention. Like, I'll see millions of views on this stuff. So I don't know. I think that's just like one of the benefits of having the whole world on your phone these days is like you can discover Jann Arden and Labubus and
Labubus.
K-pop demon hunters / slayers, and you never know.
So interesting.
I just there's just things that are coming back from my childhood, but I'm going to say this one more time. The Book of Lifesavers, can someone please bring that back properly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you just
Hershey.
please bring the actual, just who's ever owns it, don't just do the shitty 5 packs in a cardboard holder.
Lazy.
No, the
Get
open.
the book.
Yes.
Get rum butter, butterscotch, or whatever the flavors are, wintergreen.
Are those
the
wine
cherry
gums
one.
or Lifesavers?
No, they're Lifesavers. They're
Lifesavers. Okay.
hard candies, but they were in a book with 10 rolls in there. And we got one every Christmas. They came out at Christmas. I don't know why the Lifesaver people thought that, no, we're not going to make these anymore. I'm telling you, you've got a fucking winner on your hands. Do it. I bring it up at the concerts. The crowd collectively sighs when I bring up, where are the Book of Lifesavers?
My dad
So-
used to work at Hershey's, and so he was in like he
You
was
need
very,
to talk to him.
well, he was very senior in their marketing. He was responsible for the design of, back in the day, it was Ovation, the little mint sticks you'd have after
Yes!
dinner, and the pot of gold. He worked on this big pot of gold rebrand.
Gold. Oh my God, the worst chocolates ever, but I ate them by the dozens. They were so
Absolutely.
sweet.
Oh, yeah.
I only had the one tooth by the time I was 20, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's why I've had I have a small car in my mouth thanks to my dad's
Yeah,
early job.
yeah.
But the Lifesavers holiday book was a huge thing. It was a top seller, and then they kind of did fall out of fashion, but everything old is new again. And I agree, Jan, because I had those. I had them in the house, and we would gift them to people. Like, we showed up to people's places at the holidays, just like exploding arms of Hershey's candies, and everyone liked those. And there were so many good flavors. It has to come back.
Well, I'm not asking people to bring back nunchucks. You know, those resin balls that took out noses and teeth and eyeballs that you would click back and forth. Like, we're not asking for the dangerous things. There's nothing dangerous about a Book of Lifesavers. We're not even asking for the crazy carpet. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're not asking to bring that back because no one wants to put their child on a sheet of saran wrap and send them down a ravine.
Okay, but
nobody wants that.
Do you remember too? His competitor was, the Willow Crisps. Do you know those old packages? And it was like the Nielsen chocolates. I think it was what it was called. And
Were they like score bar things?
kind of, they were kind of like little small versions of crispy crunches, and they were called Willow
Yes.
Crisp.
Yes.
And the packaging was this iconic 80s thing. And again, to speak to Instagram and TikTok, I've seen all these nostalgia accounts like Retro Kid or whatever posting about them and saying, like, in addition to the Lifesavers books and in addition to all the boxes of chocolates we had at Christmas time, bring back Willow Crisp. And I think holiday candy, like, it's very ingrained in people's mind, even if
You
it
know
was a
what
seasonal thing.
I did not like every Christmas they would come. The Terry's chocolate orange. I don't like
Love
those.
them. Love them. They have a dark one. Oh my God. I live and
So
breathe for the things.
gross.
You don't like
if
them?
I get one, it's coming
Give
to
it
you.
to me.
Okay.
It's coming to you.
Also, have you seen the new versions, the 2025 versions of Easy Bake Oven?
No.
They look like little microwaves. In my day, you got the little bake pans and oh my God, it was so funny. I wanted one so bad to make the little mixes. And it was a light bulb. It was a 120-watt light bulb that was inside the Easy Bake Oven that you baked a little mini sheet cake, a round cake with a light bulb. And they fucking worked. You'd have icing. I'm telling you,
So they're better now?
would have died and gone to heaven. I never had one, but my neighbor, Gary, Gary got one.
Gary had the Easy Bake?
Gary got the Easy Bake. Like,
Wow.
he was an only child. And I just,
Of course he got the Easy Bake.
The envy. I burned hot when I was around Gary in that Easy Bake Oven. I burned hot, coveting that. And he never let me try baking or stirring up the cakes or anything. I never even got to try it.
That's terrible. Well, you know what you would like? We have a bunch of the small appliances from Our Place. You know, that kind of like cool Gen Z like cookware company. They do really nice like pots and pans and stuff. And they have an oven. It's their version of an air fryer mixed with sort of like a tiny like convection oven. And when I opened it up, and it's so cute and the colors are so great, I was like, this is Easy Bake culture. This is an adult Easy Bake, and it is so fun. And you can bake cookies in it. So I made Christmas cookies for Will, and it has the little tray, and you only need to make 8, and you don't have to turn on your main oven and heat up your whole house. And it is really satisfying.
My girlfriend, have I spoken about my beautiful girlfriend, my Icelandic girlfriend?
We made it to 16 minutes. Oh, no, we didn't. We talked about Labubus. Never mind.
Yeah.
She was like
when
2 minutes
when
in.
I first started going back and forth, and we've been together 7 months now. That's it. I'll just give you that update. I bought for the Icelandic home an air fryer. And so she had her dear friend Bryn over a few nights ago, and they were just having a great visit and getting caught up. They're both so busy, yada, yada. But she did their entire meal in the air fryer, and Bryn sends me a picture. She goes, I just want you to know that your Icelandic girlfriend is using this air fryer.
Good.
And she kind of is like, wink, wink. I don't know if it was a great idea, but she had like, fries and some kind of, vegan meat patty and it was just everything was from the air fryer. And I was so proud because Thordis looked at me like, I don't think I'm going to use that. Well, that thing is never not on. And it's because, Caitlin, don't have to turn your oven on.
That's right. Absolutely. And it's like they're good. And when I was staying with you, Jan, we'd been busy. I think it was the day that we had your friends over and it was like reorganizing the garage and everything. Anyways, and Jan and I
ate those little fish, those English fish things.
Like just for dinner, because we both were kind of like overeating. Like we'd gone to restaurants and we were eating at weird times and like we were ready to just like call it a night, but we needed to eat a little something. Jan tossed in these English style fish fillets into the air fryer. And I just had them by themselves.
I needed to feed you.
But I just had them by themselves with tartar sauce, and I was like, this is it.
Yes.
I love this. I would just have that with like maybe a little bit of sweet potato and be so happy.
You can do anything in there, and honest to God, in 15 or 20 minutes, you're done. You can do anything, any kind of vegetables.
I love Brussels sprouts in the air fryer. So good.
Yeah, it really is a magnificent. Yeah. It's a convection. It's a glorified convection oven for anyone. So it's basically forced very, very hot air.
Mm-hmm.
But ovens have had that going on for a long time. Ovens. Yeah. People always look at the convection setting on their oven. They're like, "What the fuck is that?" It is a giant air fryer in your oven, but for a fraction of the power. Anyway, back to like gift giving suggestions. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring with your almost 1-year-old niece and say some kind of like a $100 bond that will like gain money. Start a little fund for this little tiny tot.
Oh, okay.
And it's just, I think it's really cool. Like by the time someone can be 16, they can have 10 grand sitting in there, just little bits and pieces at a time. I think it's a really nice gift. What does a 1-year-old need? Seriously.
Yeah. It's so funny because the last time that I talked to you guys when we were recording, like Dan and I had not had any discussions about what we were or anything. It was just going well. But I did see like concert tickets go on sale in March for a show that I knew he would like, Stephen Wilson Jr. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to do it. And if not, I'll go alone, right? Like, it's fine. But since then, we've been invited to holiday things. Like, we covered that stuff this weekend. So I have been invited to meet parents.
Are you a girlfriend?
We are exclusive. Okay.
Okay. So none of us are single on the Jann Arden podcast. We are off of the market, ladies and gentlemen, and it's because of this show.
Yeah, it must be because of
Why
the
do
show.
I find this so satisfying as the person who watched both of you be like, we're never going to be with anyone. We're single. And I was like,
Yeah. And my sister did say if you'd like to, bring him to the Hanukkah party, like he's welcome to come. I had no intent. I wasn't even ready to invite him, but then this trip got booked and then he invited me to meet his parents. And I was like, would you like to come to Hanukkah? And he's like, yeah, put me in, coach. So
Hanukkah's a good intro Jewish holiday. I'm right, I feel like, about that.
yes, except he hasn't met my parents yet. So he's going to meet like cousins and parents and my sister,
No,
like
do it
everything
all. Do a
at the same
mismatch.
time.
Take the pressure.
Yeah.
Take the pressure off just the parents. Do everybody.
My parents are like the least scary to meet. Like my parents are so chill.
They are very kind.
My sister though.
They're amazing.
Anyway.
Your sister's a new version of herself with child.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
now he
that's
gets
the-
latkes, and he doesn't have to deal with all the
Yes.
Passover reading of things.
Oh yeah, the Passover would not be a good intro holiday because
Then-
that's like sitting around for a long time, lots of prayers and all
Is
that.
that the one
stuff.
where you have to open the door to let the ghost in and out?
Yep,
Okay, that's the
Eliyahu.
one.
Yep.
There you go. Oh, yeah, Eliyahu. There
Yeah.
you go. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, we're not talking about the ghost of Christmas past. This is the Hanukkah ghost, which
I might be Irish Catholic, but I've dated some Jewish men in my life, and I went to
Right.
some.
My little brother was married to a Jewish woman, and I did go to a Passover thing with
Yeah.
his. I think she was
liked
his
church, by the
girlfriend at
way.
the time.
Oh,
You like church?
that
I
makes
like
one of
church.
us.
I've dated Catholic, and I just find that like especially like modern day sermons, is that what you call them, sermons?
Sure.
You
Let's
know,
go
they're
there.
connecting like life things together, and it's a pleasure to listen to. Any sort of perspective.
It's all the same thing.
It really
I'm
is.
sorry, folks. There's not 9 different gods out there. It's
Yeah.
we come from a cradle of the veil of souls. Whatever we are, there's science involved.
Yeah.
Please, I can't even get into it. I just
Yeah.
there are at least 15 cultures that mirror Christianity, with the disciples, with the Messiah, the person
Yeah.
dying on, it's all, there's the same trope that goes
Yeah.
through so many different religions. We need to chill the shit out about all this
Yeah.
stuff.
I always find it
And
heartwarming, at least, or like unifying in the sense that
Yes.
every single person, humans all just have questions. Humans are intelligent enough beings to ask, hey, I wonder where the heck we all came from. Now everyone's versions of that differ from there. But I
Yeah.
always like that the impetus, the starting point is really everyone being like, where did we come from? It's like this curiosity of almost like childlike curiosity for everyone.
I
And then-
scared myself
Yeah.
when I was young, thinking about like where did I come from. I remember like vividly picturing myself, and everything was like white and nothingness, and it was just me. And I was like, I don't know where
Oh my
everybody went.
gosh. Sounds like a mushroom trip.
I was not
But
a
I
mushroom.
think that's innately programmed into our DNA.
Yeah. It is.
You can't tell me that people or versions of people, Neanderthals, Dionysians, whatever, 200,000 years ago, or however long. How long have people been around, or versions of us? Millions of years?
It depends who you ask.
Yeah, it depends who you ask.
Depends who
But
you ask.
anyway, I think it was always the origin. What are we doing here? Are we
Yeah.
alone? Where are we? It's just part of being a being, a living being. But and I've said this before on the show. My grandmother used to say to me, "You don't need to worry about dying. You need to worry about living forever." I'm like, that is a very frightening idea.
Yeah.
Like forever is forever.
Yeah.
Like if you just keep going around the horn, whew, that's a lot to carry around. But anyways, Merry Christmas. Welcome to the Christmas show.
Giving everyone a crisis.
I'm Jan, Caitlin, and Sarah. We're just talking about relationships, and Sarah is official now. So all 3 of us.
Funny thing about Jan that came up.
What?
I met some of the friends this weekend as well. Hilarious lesbian couple, Amy and Katie. Saw their beautiful new house that they're building, and I guess they were like very excited about. They were asking me what I did for a living and whatever. And Dan's like, "Do you know Jann Arden?" Do we know Jann Arden? And then later in the night, they sent us like a video of them blasting your music on 4x4s all over the property.
Love that. Hey,
Yeah.
listen, if you can make me a little bit of money out there, Sarah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we got you streaming
Like,
loud and proud.
Just remind them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am actually really looking forward to the holidays. Thordis is going to be at the house. Nigel and Charlie are going to be there on the 20th, so they'll be there 4 days before I arrive. They arrive on the 20th, so
With
I've
Thordis?
left my car. No, she does. She will meet me here in Toronto.
Okay.
My last show's in North Bay. I will fly here. I spend Christmas Eve by myself in the condo. But I do have a small tree that I got at HomeSense that just lights up. It's a glass tree, so I'm ready. I'm probably going to watch Elf.
Yeah.
And I'll order some Chinese food.
Hey,
Love
Jewish person, if you need to have a little pizza party or something, or
Okay,
Chinese food
thank
party,
you.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Yep.
And so she'll meet me at the airport at about 8 p.m. from her flight from Iceland. Then we get on our WestJet flight. We fly to my house. Nigel and Charlie will be there. Everything will be clean. They'll probably have snacks for us. We'll say hello because we arrive at 1 o'clock in the morning on the 26th.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Christmas Day night.
Yeah.
And then we have six days at my
Boxing
house.
Day,
and then,
but close.
And then we fly here. Well, no, it's Boxing Day morning we arrive. So, do you know what I mean? We'll be there at 1 o'clock in the morning.
1 a.m.
So just
on the-
after midnight
Yeah.
on Christmas Day.
Okay.
It's so hard to think about.
Yeah.
Technically, we're there on the 25th, but it's not.
Not really. Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. People are like, shut up. We don't care. It's not part of the story. And then we fly back here, her and I, on the 31st, because I do the 6-hour broadcast with Adrian Arsenault for New Year's. So watch for that on CBC.
Fun.
And then we're going to spend, obviously, New Year's Eve here, the 1st, 2nd. Thordis flies home on the 3rd of January. And then I'll see her later on in January. I'll go to Reykjavik.
Very
That's great.
So,
nice.
yeah.
And when do you leave on your trip, Caitlin?
We leave on the 22nd, and then we get back on the 29th. So we're in PEI for a week, and I just booked us some sleigh rides.
Ooh.
Some horsey sleigh rides. And Jan, it's funny. I'm always curious about the condition for the horses because when I remember, like, as a kid, I was actually quite, like, traumatized by seeing the horses in Central Park. Marine Land was a huge problem for me as a kid growing up. It made me cry. My parents had to leave after driving all the way to Niagara.
So it should be.
And I think Will is cut from the same cloth. Like, he's quite observant. And when something looks sad, he notices it and it bums him out.
They feel it.
They do notice.
It's not correct.
And so I have been assured as to the care of the horses and that some of them are rescue horses and they have they live on these beautiful farms. And it's the same thing. The place that they do it is called Hatfield Farms, I believe, in Nova Scotia. And we've done a sleigh ride there and the horses seem to be living the good life. So I was like, okay, so we're doing that. So I'm making that plan. There is a
They're
plan.
not walking down the streets of fucking New York on a hot day, with shit on their asses and that's stopping in 2026 in New York. They have
I saw
finally,
you share that. Yeah.
They have finally had enough people push back to this archaic practice of these horses being stored in these high rises to haul rich morons around Central Park. So
And they get hit
that's
by
over.
cars a lot. Honestly, they get into accidents.
They pass out, they die, they have
terrible.
exhaustion.
I'm still seeing a lot of horses like on the like secondary highways in Ontario. Like on my drive home from Dan's yesterday, I
What are they
counted
doing?
5. There's a little cart with people, maybe Mennonite, maybe.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, could
yeah,
be.
I saw 5.
And they're probably exempt. You know where their horses end up all the frickin' time?
Where?
On the slaughter pipeline. They work their whole
No.
life with these people, and then they
I'll
end
drive
up.
back and get them. How do we
They
fix
end
it?
up. It's a catastrophic problem, and anyone that tells you that it doesn't happen, it does happen because
God.
it costs them money to put down a horse, and if they can make money by putting it in the slaughter pipeline, they do it. So it sounds sinister, and they will defend themselves to the ends of the world, and that is the way it goes. And people are selfish, and there are exceptions. I am sure there are people out there that have a fucking heart that appreciate it, but it's still a system that needs to be radically modified and abolished. But anyway, we will get there.
I've
Yeah.
never seen Stevie's ears so alert looking out the window at the horses. And she met Dan's kid's rabbit over the weekend, and she was in the same spot staring at that rabbit for the entire time. Like she was so obsessed with it.
Okay.
The pets have met.
The pets have met.
Okay,
Interesting.
can we just talk about this plane ride?
Oh, we went on an airplane ride. Yes.
So who was driving the airplane?
I was going to say, well, you've buried the lead here.
Yeah. And I already told my mom, so she doesn't have to find out on the podcast. So we're safe.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's been taking his pilot license, and I think he has 7 hours of solo flying left. So he had his instructor with him. He was flying though. So the instructor and him were in the front, and I was in the back, and it was beautiful. I got to see Georgian Bay. I can see Midland, where my parents' cottage is. It was really, really cool. And I've done one of those little
Dan was driving?
Dan was flying the plane. Yes.
I guess they call it flying.
Flying. Yeah.
Dan was driving the plane.
I've done one of those little city, Toronto City. I know it took off from Porter, but my ex bought me this thing as a gift one time, and we went on a little sightseeing tour in Toronto.
Okay.
And I found it way bumpier than what this small plane, we were in Owen Sound, Meaford, and around that
Toronto
area.
Harbor is choppy because even if you take off in a smaller plane, like a Porter, but if you take off even in a smaller plane that's not like a passenger small plane, it's quite. We've gone a couple times and they call it sporty. And they also do the Canadian military does their tests out there where they drop people into the lake. And I was flying out of the private airport on the island. And you share a hangar with the Canadian military, and I have flying anxiety. And I said to them, well, what's it like out there, guys? They're coming in with all their gear. They're soaking wet. They're like, it's a little sporty, but this airport usually is. I was like, what do you mean sporty?
Sporty. No, it was smooth. It was, there was one turn where I was I had the little drop that you kind of feel on a roller coaster, just for a second. Otherwise it was totally fine. And my mother's face, oh my God, I stopped in for lunch on the way home yesterday and she was like, you what? I showed her the photos. I'm like, it was fine. I swear. So, and the instructor, the guy who you said looks 9 years old.
Yeah. He's actually 17?
I think he's 27. I could be wrong.
I'm sorry. That is young.
No, but I thought he looked really young too. I was like, how's this dude teaching
That
me to
is
fly?
young.
But this guy will take a gal on a date in an airplane because he has his full pilot license.
On a date?
And share a bottle of wine after. This kid has flex. He was like, it's so nice to meet you. And, are you going to come up in the air with us tomorrow? And I was like, are we going? So it was a fun little surprise.
That's cool.
Wait a minute. If somebody invited you to go on an airplane on a first date, and they're 27...
But fully licensed.
There's not enough Ativan in the world for me to have said yes to that.
No, I wouldn't do it either.
Absolutely not.
I'd be like, can we just meet at Tim Hortons for...
He said he's one of his, he said that Dan is one of his, best students he's ever had. And he was very confident. There was no...
That's good.
I was not scared. I wasn't scared.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was fun. It was
Next up, skydiving.
Until the engine stops or a wing falls off.
Did you hear the Jennifer Lawrence story on
No.
Okay, Jennifer Lawrence is doing a press tour right now for her movie that's coming out with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
And so she was on one of my favorite podcasts, Las Culturistas, and she tells this story about being on a smaller private plane and one of the engines dies. And she's you can hear it. And she's traveling with a family friend, and he's frequent flyer. He might even have a pilot's license based on how she told the story. And he says, "Don't worry, you don't need two. So long as you have one, you're completely good. Everything's fine." And then
it's like a kidney.
Exactly. Yeah. And then not ideal, but you'll be okay. Then it gets quiet, and she says to him, "Oh, the other one just died." And he goes, "Yeah, I know. It happened 2 minutes ago." And then everyone on the plane starts crying and saying their final goodbyes. And the plane glides in. They make it. But I was like, oh my gosh. And I've heard stories from friends who've been on small planes over the years. And I will say, I'm impressed with how safe planes can be. One of my girlfriends was on a plane that flew upside down. So it had to get out of what they call a jet wash, where they get stuck behind a larger plane, and the air, I guess the difference in air pressure throws the plane behind off if it's smaller. So to get out of it, to get out of the jet wash, the pilots unannounced had to flip their plane upside down. And the plane was fine.
There's a demo, if you're listening on one of the podcast apps, there's a demo on YouTube of Caitlin with her hands showing us what's happening.
I'm doing lots of things. Anyways, I was told this while I was with her on a small plane. And I was like, and another Ativan for me. I was already at 2.
I'm not really a nervous flyer anyway.
I'm not a nervous flyer.
When it comes to heights, I will say that the thing I am the most scared of is a black diamond ski hill. But I'm not afraid of airplanes at all.
Interesting.
I don't know why. It's like something about the speed and I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense though. I bet statistically they're much safer than if you were like a novice skier forced to go down a serious hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I'm just looking at my notes. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
change this slightly.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't. There might be people that are having a little bit of a,
My palms are sweating.
yeah.
Mine are
I am genuinely quite afraid
who's
of sweat.
doing the holiday dinner tonight? One of you guys is doing a holiday dinner, and I think it's you two because I'm taking you.
We have our company holiday dinner tonight,
Yes.
and we are not doing Secret Santa. Our gift is the gift of time and good
Yes.
food.
We're
gonna
not
go back,
doing any of that.
We're going to go back to Lee's and hope that your pants stay the color that they are.
And dry.
What do you mean? The
Remember the dry
filling?
cleaning
Yeah.
last time we were there?
Yes. I didn't. It was fine. I
Yeah.
like having a drink spilled on me. It reminds me. I'm like, oh, I can still feel something in my nether regions, and that's very good. But yeah, we're gonna go. We're going early, so you might want to call this sort of the seniors hour. But 5:30.
I like it.
I love
We'll
that
probably
time.
be out of there at 7:30.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I'm really looking forward to discussing our year, how we felt like it went, and what changes we can make. I will give you guys your yearly review.
Okay.
I thought we would do that together, and you guys can give me my yearly review.
Oh, the 360.
Yeah, what would be some of the pointers of my yearly review? Like, I'll let you go first, Sarah. Like, we're sitting down, we're giving Jann her yearly podcast employee review.
I think it's just like a simple one of like, let's not leave your microphone in Iceland. That's it.
Okay.
It's really simple. It's really simple.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if our listeners would catch on to that because technology has improved so much that, we do have options. We got lots of options.
But it's better for me to have this microphone in my hand.
We like when you have your microphone.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Okay.
I do too. I prefer how it sounds. I can take those notes. I can take
What
those
about
notes.
me? Flip it back.
I think you're fantastic. I couldn't. No, there's nothing that I could say about either of you guys. Like, a person could not ask for better teammates and better fly girls and better side women. Yeah, I just feel like the luckiest person in the world. And people ask me about you guys all the time. Like, what do they like to work with? And I'm saying they're so fantastic. And we have a lot of fun. And, what's the podcast about? I say, nothing really. It's not about anything that you need to be concerned about. Just show
It's like,
up.
what isn't
follow
it
along.
about?
Yeah, what isn't it about? Thank you so much.
I get asked that a lot
And-
too.
Yeah.
Like, what is it about? I know. What
Yeah.
what is any podcast about?
You definitely have a gift, right? In like how active you are in listening when you interview someone. Like, you can have a list of questions, but you want to listen and feed off of what the person says. So no
Well,
notes
I've learned a
on
lot.
that.
Like, I've listened to a lot of podcasts over the years, and I've just cringed. I'm like, oh God, Jann, Jesus fucking Christ, let somebody else talk. And why are you pontificating? Why did it take you 4 minutes
What a
to
word.
get to an actual question?
But I think that
So I'm learning.
In your defense, I do think that that's something that people actually really like about podcasts.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
that is a funny place for my brain to go too, because of how many years I spent working in radio, where you're fighting for, 10 seconds here and there, and you have this clock staring you in the face all the time. And I actually think that's why people prefer listening to podcasts, honestly, now, is because they like that someone can be a little long-winded. They can share something about themselves. They can give some context and then ask a question, but really just mostly have a conversation. Because that's what I don't want to listen to somebody just be like curated rapid fire. Like, that is just not, I don't know why. It doesn't, it's not the way I want to hear things.
Even like
Yeah.
the editing style, like for me, has definitely changed over the last 3-4 years. I used to be like, I wanted to take out every and every stumble, but now sometimes there's like the perfect little like interruption that actually leads to the best moment, right? And you want to leave those things in. So even my editing style has definitely changed over the years.
I agree. I did an interview with one of the hosts. I think I mentioned this last week on the show that of the Last Culturistas podcast, Matt Rogers. And this is for a print article that's going to be going out, and the style of the print article is like Interview Magazine, where it's just like you just get a direct transcript. Now you edit it for clarity and you edit it for readability and all that stuff, but even like print wants to just see the back and forth nature of a conversation. And his answers to me, because we were recording it, you know, virtually, just the way we are now, it felt like we were doing a podcast episode. We had half an hour to talk. And I was just thinking to myself, when I said this to him, I was like, you guys are so gifted on your show of interviewing people, but you don't make it feel like an interview. It's just a conversation. You could be talking to Reese Witherspoon or Jennifer Lawrence or whoever, and they get to give these nice long-winded answers versus the late night talk format or the daytime talk show or
question
whatever.
Question
and
answer,
it's like,
question
it's a bit,
answer. Yeah,
it's very
This
PR-y.
is like something that I coach like new podcasters on. Like, you don't want to have like 16 questions. You really want 5, and you want like some things that you can think about as like reactions, and then you get into your next question. And like the people who are struggling to stay, I have to ask my next question now, are not actually listening.
They aren't.
Right?
I struggled with that big time when I was in radio, and when I've been on this show, like in the earlier years too. I was so nervous about making it through my list of questions that I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was missing opportunities in the moment, and when I listened back, I would be like, "Why didn't you freaking say this here?" Like, respond to the information that they just gave you instead of going like, "Yes, okay, great." And so my next question, like I'm in high school or something, it drove me nuts.
Yeah, we've
and
all
it's
been there.
hard. I've been interviewed enough times to know that a lot of times they never look up. And it's usually younger journalists and some very experienced ones, too, that are just kind of mailing it in. They're like, I no more want to talk to Jann Arden than put a gun to my head. But they'll have their head down. So tell me about this new record. What was the inspiration? And they're just looking down. They're not listening to my answer. They're waiting for us. Like a lot of times I've been
pause.
cut off in the middle of, you know, explaining what it was. So you went, and it's just, there's no joiner. I've said something that could very much lead into another idea, but it's just negated. So you have to keep in mind that this is so much about listening.
And there's such a fine line. Like there are some new podcasters that like are obsessed with that, like trying to interject to add their experience, right, to what they're talking to the person about, but they are not giving their guest a chance to finish their sentence, right? Like, so it's a very fine line.
But you can always learn. You know, you
Yeah.
can learn. It's never over.
It's a skill.
Yeah.
It really is. But I do think
Yeah.
it does speak to why I think people ultimately really are gravitating more and more towards podcasting. And it is what they like, even about like video podcasting, where you just watch it all online and on social, because I think it's a more natural flow of conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you can tell, like, we don't do too much editing of our YouTube. It's real loosey-goosey. Yeah.
I know I have to remind myself not to pick my nose or trying to pull a hair out of my chin. Like I have to remind myself that there's a camera in front of me, so I'm not going. So anyway, you guys. But I want to ask you about your birthday, Caitlin, because you had a karaoke party.
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
you had written like everybody loves karaoke, and you have proof. So what was that like? Was it fun? How many
Everybody
people?
loves karaoke. I think there were 25 of us in the end.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it was a good
Wow.
turnout. And I think it was the time you could tell, and I could tell based on the responses, that people were ready to get together. You know, sometimes everyone's like, they've been really busy and so they don't want to do anything. It felt like collectively our group of friends said like, no, we'd all like to really get together and go for it. So go for it, everyone did. This was the big, I don't think that they knew, we rented so it's a private karaoke room. If you're ever looking in Toronto to do a big fun night, go no further than Bar Mordecai. It's in the West End. It's on Dundas West. And the upstairs is this really cool sort of loungy cocktail bar. It's quite big and beautiful. But downstairs is all private karaoke rooms. And they're themed based on size. Like one was Dolly Parton themed, and it's like Jolene. And ours was Vegas, and it was like a Vegas lounge. And you can order like, you can order famous tour riders. So like Kyle ordered one of the AC/DC tour riders, which is a bunch of Red Stripe beer and like chocolates. But
I love that.
That's so cool.
For music fans, like, it's really fun. And you're always wondering, like, okay, like, is everyone going to kind of be back against the wall afraid to do karaoke? Absolutely not. Everyone sang to the point of losing their voices. All of us lost our voices. By the end of the night, the room was 10,000 degrees. People are singing and dancing. Half of the guys in the group took their shirts off and were singing shirtless together. And when we left, at the end of our like 3-hour allotted time, I watched the same bartender who had like checked us in, and I could tell he's thinking like, this is going to be a tame group of 40-year-old parents. He is coming in with Lysol wipes. I've never left a bar and had them bring in Lysol wipes. That was a first. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
guys, we really did
Is
it.
it because of the topless kind of?
Yeah, I'm sure.
guys?
I'm sure it's also like, you're touching stuff. It's high touch, sing, whatever. And they're trying to be aware. And again, another great cosign for Bar Mordecai is that they're quite clean. But like, we really went for it. The video footage is something else. And then we went to another bar afterwards, not too far off, called Jean Darlene. And it had a full band playing, and there were karaoke options for people to go up. And it was like, it was very, I just
You
think,
tore one off.
yeah,
Good.
people had a great time, and they loved singing. Someone sang Good Mother, Jan.
Of course.
There was a round of Good
It's not
Mother.
easy.
Oh no, it's not easy. But like, no one cares if you're like good.
No, but I'm just saying that's a good choice.
It is a good choice because then everyone sings together, and then also to speak to the like Alan Doyle, great big sea of it all. When I'm up, I can't get down. A great choice. And then also like lots of like East Coast stuff like Home for a Rest, Barrett's Privateers, but also Say You'll Be There by Spice Girls and Gimme Gimme Gimme, ABBA. Super Trooper was a repeat one. There were 2 rounds of Super Trooper.
Oh my God, ABBA.
What are your go-to karaoke songs?
Me, I don't do karaoke.
I
I did it
remember
once
actually you
in
saying that.
Nashville. In Nashville, I sang Insensitive. I botched it.
Her own
The
song.
waitress told me to keep my day job, and they had it in a weird key. But I think I didn't know that you could pick the key in karaoke now. Like you can find it, and they had swapped the verses out. Like they had the second verse first, and I was terrible singing karaoke. So that
Okay.
was my first and last attempt. Yeah, I'm done.
Caitlin?
I like a duet of Love Shack by the B-52s, but I sing the male part because I'm like an alto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I sing that part, and then, but I did a duet with my
is
best
funny.
friend Andrea. We did Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag. Highly recommend Teenage Dirtbag. So that was really good. Yeah, those are good. That's the Way It Is by Celine Dion. All 25 of us sang that together in
That's
unison.
the way it is. Oh yeah,
Really-
that would be a jam.
Oh, it was great. Yep, those are pretty good. Those are up there.
No, I'm gonna try karaoke. I think that would be good. Thordis loves karaoke.
Does she?
And she's an excellent singer.
Really? What can't
Oh God,
she do?
she sings better than me. Like
No.
she's an excellent. Yeah, I'm telling you,
God,
she is.
Jan.
I heard her singing like just. She was like in the
shower or
bathroom.
something.
Just it. I was like, okay, I don't even want to get involved in this because this is not right. And I said to her, "You have an excellent voice." She goes, "Oh, Jan." I said, "I am not fucking kidding you. I would not." I said, "I'm not happy about it. Like, I'm just not happy about what's going on. Like, you could be a professional singer." Anyway,
God.
it just didn't land the way I thought. Like, I just felt jealous rage.
That's
I
just-
would
She
too.
was. There's
Yeah, you
nothing
can't be
that
beautiful
she's not
and
good
sing.
at. Yeah,
Can't
she's
have
good at
all
everything.
these skills at once.
Yeah.
Just save some for the rest of us.
I do well with like a kind of rappy situation so that I don't have to worry about
God.
pitch.
Oh,
too
like
much.
Gangster's Paradise?
No, like Rapper's Delight.
Okay.
I'm a love Rapper's Delight or like a Bust a Move or even like like a Weezer El Scorcho where it's like, God damn you half Japanese girls, you do it
Okay.
to me every time. It's not
Yeah.
a lot of singing.
This
anyway.
is the cutest. I really love that.
You
Are
want
we
to do
gonna have to
karaoke
pay for
tonight
that
at least?
now?
When Thordis is here, we should have a group karaoke party because you can get. I like a private room because I don't want to do it in front of strangers.
Oh
No,
no,
no.
we need a private room.
Yeah.
If anything, I'd be singing like the Petula Clark downtown. I'd be going
Great
back in
choice.
time.
Great choice.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely.
Guys, are we
you
making
can
our TikTok
always
tonight
go.
with the 4 non-blondes?
Downtown.
Yeah, well, let's do it. I think
Someone
we can
tried
do
to
it.
turn on Bees in the
Tonight's-
Trap because of the combo of the 4 non-blondes with Nicki Minaj's Bees in the Trap.
Yeah.
And we tried to turn on Bees in the Trap, and I was like, we can't do it. It's just too much.
It's too much.
Jan starts the 4 non-blondes part and then you and I pop out from behind.
I just like I
I
couldn't keep a straight face because it's just like
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
come in hot with like bitches ain't shit. I just start to laugh. I'm like I can't.
Try
do it.
doing that in Murdoch Mysteries period piece outfits with Arwen, Humphreys.
Oh my God.
And that was so funny. And I just
Anyway.
danced. I didn't even. They're like, "Would you do this with us?" I'm like, "Sure." What do I do? Just pop up and dance. So that's all I did.
They're like,
That's
we just need Jann Arden to say 100 mother effers.
Good
Tell me
contribution.
nothing.
Watch any of our podcasts. I'm doing a lot of mother effers.
Yes, you are.
I'm going to talk about this as our very last thing before we go, because what
We
would
have
a
voice
Jann
notes,
Arden
too.
podcast be without? I just quickly want to touch on this, and that is the Mamdani Trump meeting of the whole fascist thing, and that's okay. Yeah, you can call me that. Yeah.
He loves
Trump
him.
sitting there. He loves being called a fascist, but he was in there quite nice to the guy. Did not go the way I thought it was going to go.
He loves what I think is happening. I think that he loves a handsome, charismatic winner. And his little lizard brain, the celebrity apprentice of it all, is obsessed with the fact that this guy won. He's always like, I like a winner. And he's very like bowled over by somebody who is good looking, which I think Zoran Memdani is. And he's very charming and smiling and well dressed. And then someone pointed out that after that meeting, Trump had like a makeover. He was in like a cooler, like knitwear. He did his hair differently after. I was like, he was influenced a little bit. Just
also,
saying.
he knows what's good for him. Being attached to someone like that who is beloved in, so that makes
And I
sense.
think
He was
ultimately-
all smiles in the clips. Like,
I know. It's bizarre.
So you've called President Trump a fascist, and Trump's like, you can say it.
Slapping him.
You go
You
ahead
can
and say it.
Just say yes.
Just say it.
so funny.
I'm like, okay.
Trump doesn't know what fascist means. You understand that, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
he really does not know shit. He doesn't know
Can we
anything.
get the dictionary in here?
Well, and I also just
Can't
think
say acetaminophen. Jesus fucking Christ.
well, he can't wrap his head around Ozempic, so he just says the fat shot.
God, it's too much.
Sorry
It's
to
too
anyone.
much. Yeah.
It surprised me, I will say. It surprised a lot of people. It was a big trending story over the weekend. I can't tell you how many people sent me various clips of it. And then
I got a lot too.
yeah, because I just think it was a surprise. So we'll see how that unfolds, because nothing stays the same in politics. So one day everything's great, and the next day it'll be in the toilet again. But hey, it was a little surprise moment in that Oval Office. Let me tell
Well,
you.
we'll see how it all unfolds. It's just it's theater watching politics unfold these
Yes.
days. It's absolute. It's just this bizarre other world where they think that the people have nothing to do with being an elected official to represent the people. Like, they're just living in their own world. They don't even care about their constituents. It's just so great. Marjorie Taylor
Yeah.
Greene's resigning now because she just doesn't like the direction the country's going in. Like, what a flip on her. She was so Trump, like, for so long, and now I'm looking at her going, I kind of am agreeing with what she is saying, and I don't know how to feel about that.
No, it's weird. It's weird times to see him smiling, to see Trump sitting down while Mamdani stands next to him, looking up at him smiling like a kid staring at a Christmas tree. And then to hear him call Marjorie Taylor Greene a lunatic, and then she resigns, and he calls her resignation a great move for the country. Like, up is down. Hamburgers are eating people. I don't know what's happening.
Oh my God.
Well, and that leaves us just enough time for some voice notes.
Hey.
We got lots of notes about our life hacks, guys. I feel like we should do a whole episode of life hacks. You ready?
God, I'm ready.
Give it to me.
Here we go. Vacuuming.
I was going to say.
Hi, Jan, Caitlin, and Sarah. Love your podcast about life hacks as a 74-year-old ADHD person challenged. I absolutely 100 agree. My keys are always in the same spot. My father used to say to me, everything in its place and a place for everything.
Yep.
Or was it the other way around? Anyway, but the challenge for me now is when my places get filled, and then I have to cull and make some more spaces if I want to put more stuff in it. Christmas in Australia is full on. You could take a look, jump on the internet and see what you can find. There's lots there. Love your show. Love the bit of Canada that I keep getting from you guys.
Aw.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye for now. Yes, Australia at Christmas time is really wild because it's in the middle of summer.
Yeah. That's fun. I want to do that one year.
Yeah.
Santa's got a G-string on. Santa's wiener is in a banana boat. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey guys, it's Daniel from Toronto. I just actually finished listening to your episode where you guys were discussing ADHD and accomplishing tasks. One of the things that I actually try and do is put the things that I need to accomplish in a list in my phone. And I try not to put more than 5 or 6 things in the list, or I know that I'm going to get really frazzled and not going to accomplish the things that I need to get done. And if for whatever reason that day I'm feeling really like I want to accomplish more than I know that I'm going to be able to, I pick the things that are the most important that need to get done, and I pare down the list. So that's definitely something that I think is a very valuable tool. And it's something that I think probably people would benefit from if they have any type of ADHD or any trouble with tasks. Anyway, thank you so much for that episode. I definitely felt seen in many ways, especially with stuff that Sarah was saying, and absolutely love the show. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh, Dan, I feel you. I feel you.
Honestly.
Okay. Here's, I think, the last one on ADHD, and we got one this morning, too.
Okay.
Thank you for allowing me to pause and rest. I work a stressful full-time job, and I live a very dysfunctional life that would be a great podcast topic. For so long, I had such a guilt around slowing down. And right now, I'm currently sitting in my room, listening to the podcast, planning on journaling in my new reading chair with a new blanket from Winners, drinking coffee, and then reading and Netflix. I'm 49 and loving the person I'm becoming. Jan, you've given me such hope. Caitlin, you've given me a purpose. And Sarah, you've given me a passion. I'm developing a plan and have made goals and dreams. Life is worth finding your time and your true self. And the people you surround your life with are the ones that matter. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was from Kelly. Thank
Why am
you,
I crying?
Kelly.
Kelly.
We love you.
But I that's what it's all about. Like, we say that the podcast is about nothing, but once in a while, we actually, and we do talk about our personal lives. We do talk about things that matter to us. We do talk about not getting it right and feeling disorganized and all those things. But thank you for listening, and good on you.
Yeah.
Take that me time and make it into something awesome.
Oh, God, Caitlin, you are crying.
I know. I don't know what it is, but it's like the thought of someone like really like sitting down and slowing down and then listening to us and like being like, oh, it's really helped me in some way in my life. I'm like, well, it's making me emotional. Also, it's day 1 of my period.
I'm getting my period tomorrow. We've synced up.
Okay, look at that.
I'll never have a period again.
Okay, last one. Here we go. If there's something there, it's unscreened.
Oh, I hear it.
Gonna fast forward a little bit.
Hi, Jan, Sarah, and Caitlin.
Oh,
Hi, Jan, Sarah, and Caitlin. My name is Kathy Christmas, and I live in Bath, Ontario. First off, I'd like to congratulate all of you on the 6th anniversary of this amazing podcast.
Thank you.
I've been listening from day 1, and I love the path this broadcast is taking. Where other podcasts have dropped off the scene, yours has flourished. And a side note of congrats to Sarah for developing and encompassing the Jann Arden podcast into her women and media company.
Amen.
Thank you for that.
thank you.
Jan, I'd like to let you know how you're saying something good always comes out of something bad means to me. During the early years of COVID, I spent a lot of time walking and listening to your podcasts. I honestly thought the world was ending. But I listened to your words, I held them close to my heart, and I prayed for the best. And thank you for giving myself and many more that much needed hope during a very trying time. Please keep doing what you're doing, girls. This podcast means so much to so many, and we all really appreciate it. Have a great day.
Now we're all crying again.
Our listeners are the best.
I know.
They just take time to be so thoughtful, and little things matter. And I think our community really is fantastic. We love doing this show. Like, I'll tell you right now, today we've taped 2 podcasts because we were all worried about me going away, being with unreliable Wi-Fi when I'm on a river somewhere. And we wanted to make sure, and it's very much like she just said, that the content is there when you log on Friday.
Yeah.
That those familiar voices are there. And we know around the holidays, when some people are taking a break, we know a lot of you are by yourselves. We know a lot of you are estranged from family members or aren't talking to your kids or are going through shit. And we want to make sure that Friday, whether it lands on a fucking Christmas Day, New Year's Day, wherever it lands, that we are there and that we're there for that hour. And that's important to us.
And on that note, if you want to tell us any of your favorite moments from the show this year, whether we had a guest or not, we are definitely working on some best of stuff for the end of the year. And we would love to play your voices reliving those moments with us. So send in a voice note.
If we could do a whole show, like we really would love to base a good majority of the show on your voice notes and just have sparse commentary.
Yeah.
And, we do have like 45, 55 minutes. So if we have 20 voice notes that we can play of your favorite moments,
we'll play them.
And if you have shout outs to people that you
Christmas shout outs.
Just want to shout out whatever, we would love that as well. So I love these. Thank you for the voice notes, guys. It's awesome.
2 have made me cry, so that's how much I like them today.
Yeah. And as Jen mentioned, so our special guest next week is actually Alan Doyle. And he's got a new book out. So thank you if you submitted a question, and you can listen for that next week. But one more thing to record for the day. We're going to pop over to Patreon now.
Oh, and I want to add to anyone who is considering joining Patreon and loves the podcast so much. Again, extra episode every single week, which is nice, but also the community, to the point of the last podcast, the community there, I'm just so blown away by. There are only Jan's members who send out handmade bookmarks to other book club members. One has been sending out now handmade Christmas ornaments to one another. They're posting pictures of their trees with the ornaments they're making for each other. It's just rare to find, I feel this kind of community, and it's such a wonky time for the internet to just have this nice little corner. It is really special. So again, it's $5 a month. It is not a lot of money. I don't know what the heck you can get for $5 a month other than
you can't even get tampons. Ask these girls, they still got their periods.
Look at me.
My light tampons were $14 the other day.
Do you know what?
So
criminal, absolutely criminal. And do you pay GST and PST on those too?
Yeah,
or are they exempt?
No,
I think they might be exempt from one form of tax, but I'm not entirely sure which one. Either way, I'm going to start to become a Diva Cup convert because it does really rub me the wrong way that we're responsible for making people and we're getting charged for tampons.
Yeah.
We've made all the people.
Screw that.
Look around.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, well, listen, you're warming our hearts, and we're running towards Christmas with our arms open wide. There's lots to talk about, and Christmas traditions, Hanukkah traditions, Kwanzaa traditions, whatever it is that you celebrate.
You don't know what to do about, tough stuff. We're here for it.
That's our show for this week. Come and join us in Patreon. We want to pick Caitlin's brain a little bit more about her birthday and how it feels to turn 41.
2.
Caitlin, is you 42? See, but I see you in a light. I see you in a tender light, a younger light. At least I didn't say 40 because that would have made you 40 for 4 years in a row.
I'm gonna start telling everyone though. I'm telling you because I don't like saying these random numbers. I'm just gonna tell everyone I'm 40 until 1 year I say 50, and then that's it. That's how it's gonna go.
Can I tell you my hardest number that I said out loud to myself?
What?
55.
Really?
After I got past 55, I went, screw it. I'm fine. 55 sounded like Crazy Town to me. Don't know why. Maybe it was the alliteration. Don't know why. 55. But now I'm okay.
We'll talk about aging more on Patreon.
Okay, we will. Okay, you guys, thank you for being with us. Look after yourselves. We'll see you next time. Toodly-doo.